Hello, everybody. This is Hondo Carpenter, your Las Vegas Raiders beat writer on SI, and this is my beautiful bride, Shannon, who, at your behest, over a year ago, started reading your questions each and every week on the broadcast when we do our broadcast together. We are both wearing our Michigan State
Go green.
round two today, taking on the Veil. Oh, Michigan State will advance to the Sweet 16 as our dear friend Tom Izzo wins his 61st NCAA tournament game. That's later today, but we're going to get into it. We got a lot of questions from you guys, so let's rock and roll. Now, real quick, if you have a question for us, send us an email, Spartan Nation Mail, MAIL at yahoo.com. Spartan Nation Mail, MAIL at yahoo.com. In the subject line, put Raiders Q&A. Keep your questions short. The staff said this week over 100 emails were just deleted because they were so long. Not even read, just deleted.
We
We had-
do get some really long ones.
and then listen, some of you had several people that ended up in spam this week because they emailed 2 or 3 times. Lots of emails from folk who are asking questions that have already been asked. Now, I'm told when they upload the podcast, they don't put my picture. They just leave it so you can see it, Shannon and I. And the reason that they do that is so that you can go back and watch previous Q&As and see if your question's already been asked. So if you have a question, and then what they do is they take them all, they look for, is there a theme in several of them? This week, we have a ton of them, and almost all, I was told, were themes.
Oh, good. Well, I haven't read them.
Yeah.
We haven't read them.
So-
So here we go.
This is a genuine risk. When you are a highly trained and successful journalist like me, and on this show every week, I hand control of this show to you people. I step back from my duties as a highly trained and award-winning successful journalist, and I give you the reins. This is a career risk every week.
This is actually kind of funny because when you were saying you're highly trained successful, I'm thinking, well, I'm a highly trained nurse and I can read medication labels, but half the time in these I'm like, what the heck?
I have to tell you people this. So thanks to Zeke Trezevant and my family, I do not read the comments ever. But
Yeah, I don't read them either.
But I will tell you this. So somebody was telling us how that people will attack Shannon. She must not be a real fan. She didn't pronounce this right or that right. And
I read phonetically, I guess.
she reads how you guys type.
Yeah, that would be accurate.
Some of y'all aren't writers, but you're terrific at whatever you do. So let's go, babe. Let's fire away.
All right. Hi, Hondo and Shannon. This is Mike from Rochester, New York. And
Hey, Mike, go get a hoagie. Go get it, or in New York, or really Pennsylvania, but go get a hoagie or a grinder with vinegar.
maybe their questions are long because you stop and interrupt all. You look good in green.
It's because I'm a Spartan.
There you go.
Go green.
Go white.
All right, here we go.
I watch your podcast every day and enjoy your insight very much. I have been a Raiders fan since 1968, and this will be the 20th year that my son and I will be going to a Raiders home game.
I'm going to just stop right there. I think that is awesome. I
Yes.
love dads who are active in their sons' lives. Congratulations to you, Dad. Man, I'd like to meet you.
It is our father and son tradition that I cherish, which you should. That's
You
awesome.
should cherish every moment with your kids. They are a gift from the Lord.
I would like your opinion on the Raiders strengthening the defensive front seven and the offensive line. Do you think
We're starting off with an offensive line question. God bless you, Raider Nation.
it will help any holes that still remain on the rest of the team? P.S. We went to the Monday night opener last year, and I went to Lot J about 2 hours before the game, hoping to meet you. Unfortunately, I could not find you. Do you still go there before the game, and usually what time frame? P.S. I am thinking of investing in a Thai restaurant.
No!
What do you
No! No! Thai food is
See,
terrible.
I do watch the show. Thai food is so good. He would There's two reasons he would eat it if it wasn't so spicy because we are not spicy people, but you can get it not spicy. But the other thing is it's got a large amount of carbs in it, so you don't
Yeah,
eat it.
I don't eat the carbs and I do not like spicy. So first of all, don't invest in a Thai restaurant. Just don't.
It is so good.
Yuck, 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 yuck,
We will agree to
yuck.
disagree on that
Uh,
one. Okay,
Okay, so yes, I do go. Last year I did not go to them all. There were a few games that I could not. And so, but yes, and I would love to meet you and your
yes.
son. So if you're on Twitter, send me your Twitter handle. I'll follow you so you can send me a message. Now listen, I randomly follow Raider fans who I think have good takes and
Mhm.
who are respectful. And then they flood me with DMs. Okay, DMs are not where you email me questions. Those go through emails. And I end up unfollowing people. But I'm asking you, send me a DM when you know what game you're going to, and we will arrange it. I would love to meet you. That would be great. Anybody doing something with their son. I think the Raiders have upgraded their front seven significantly. I think the offensive line last year had a lot of issues, injuries with Colton and JPJ. Dysfunction in the organization had that, it's kind of like when you have a child who misbehaves, it's really a product of the parent. So much of last year's failure was on the dysfunction of the organization. So I don't think that I think the offensive line last year was terrible. I don't think it was all on the players. I think a significant amount was on the organization, then injuries, then on the players in that order. And nor do I even think it was all on coaching. And but anyways, that's how all that is. But yeah, I think both sides of the ball are already significantly upgraded. Great one, Mike from Rochester. Go get a grinder or a hoagie, depending on it's you're in Rochester, so I think you would call it a hoagie, but you may be close enough to call it a grinder. Just go to Subway, get an Italian BMT on Asiago bread, add vinegar, extra onion, extra cheese. You'll thank me later. Let's go. Anyway, and when you ask God to bless it, say, Lord, Hondo won't be eating this bun. Too many carbs. And as I eat it for him.
You're so bad. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Okay, Hondo and the beautiful Aunt Shannon.
Oh,
Very nice.
you got good taste.
If I if you could give one word of advice to Raider Nation before the draft and ahead of the rebuild, what would it be? Carl from Buffalo, New York.
Oh, we got another New Yorker. It's two in a row from
I
New York.
know.
Al Davis was from there. It's probably there's so many Raider fans.
Probably.
So let me give you a word of advice. Determine in advance, are you a Raider fan or are you a player fan?
That's good.
So let me give you an example. Okay. I'm a Spartan through and through. Okay. Tom Izzo is the greatest college basketball coach, in my opinion, of all time. He also is a very dear friend, Hall of Famer. And if Tom's career would say kind of like Al Davis's did at the end, waned at the end, I want Tom Izzo to coach till Tom Izzo decides to retire. He's earned that. Okay. So I'm a Spartan fan, 100%, but I'm Tom Izzo. And here's where I'm going with this. If you're a Max Crosby fan, and I am, I think he's the best defensive player in the entire NFL. And you're like, I don't want Max Crosby traded, even if it means the Raiders lose. That's great. I have no issues with that. Maybe you were a Jim Plunkett or a Rich Gannon guy or Ken Stabler, whatever. I don't care. But if you're a Raider only fan, then you can't be married to your players. So let me go back to Bill Belichick.
That's good.
There were several times he traded beloved players. And the belief was trade them before they're bad. That means you traded them at the right time because then they go to the new team and they're bad there. And I just think the Max Crosby thing showed us a lot. A ton. I mean, I got so much email from fans are like, I never thought I would getting rid of Max, but when we got rid of him, I accepted it. I like the idea of the 2 draft picks. Now I'm almost disappointed he's back. I'm stunned at the amount of email I got. I think the number was over 400 emails on Max, and
Oh man.
over 300 were pro trade him.
Wow.
Now, before that, we got probably over 1,000 emails because it started Super Bowl week.
Right, right, right.
Well over 1,000 emails, and it was probably 900. Your guys are just making this up. There's no chance he gets traded. Max is a Raider for life. And so, what I would say to you is if you're a Max fan, you should be. I have no issue with that. But if you are a Raiders only fan, then you can't be married to your players because the organization's going to have to let some people go.
Right,
We're,
right.
we're seeing with Daniel Carlson. Daniel is a wonderful guy. For a few years, the best kicker in the NFL. Had a very bad year last year. Now the Raiders are, and I understand it's a kicker, but you have to be one of theirs. So in my case, I'm a Spartan fan that wants Tom Izzo to coach as long as Tom wants. And and he's certainly not waning now, but if he ever does, I don't care. Don't fire him. You let Tom Izzo coach till Tom Izzo's done it so much, you just ride the wave. But if you are a win only, Raider only person, and it's only about winning, which is fine, the organization's motto is just win,
Right.
then you can't be married to players. So, I mean, that was a really good question. That was Mike in Buffalo.
Carl.
Carl in Buffalo. Thanks, Carl. All right.
I like your when you talked about a little bit about Max Crosby because you know what? I think it doesn't matter where he goes. I think he will be a Raider for life in his heart. He does love the
Yeah,
Raiders.
he loves them. He just loves them. But I'm just saying, from a fan
No,
perspective,
no. Everything you said was
when
great.
Carl
You
asked,
answered his
yeah,
question.
yeah.
Fantastic. All right, Hondo, you recommended a song recently on the podcast when someone asked you what you were listening to.
Oh, that was Colt
This,
Dixon.
Mhm.
No greater love, no greater love.
He was just dancing to that in the living room earlier
Yeah,
today.
we were jamming to that song literally 20 minutes ago. No greater love. I'm sorry.
The song is No Greater Love by Colton Dixon. Yeah, well, there you go.
There you go. Great song.
I am not a religious man, but I downloaded it and I absolutely love it. It's beautiful. I have downloaded some more religious music that it suggested since I liked it. Thank you. The music actually comforts me and it wasn't preachy or boring. Ah, that's the truth.
No, that's really true. And let me just say something real quick. I'm not getting preachy with you, but the Bible talks about Saul, who was comforted by music. Music comforts us. That's how you were created. So, and whether we're not religious people either, so we can relate to you. But music comforts us. And
For sure.
yeah, that's awesome. Great to hear. I don't know how that got in a sports thing, but
That's because I hadn't finished yet.
oh, I'm sorry. No greater love.
My question is, can you tell me the funniest thing about NFL players that would surprise people? Maybe some insight into how they operate or live. Jeremiah G from Orange County.
So Jeremiah, is it Jeremiah or Jeremiah?
It's Jeremi. So Jeremiah.
Well, that's kind of a cool way to spell it. Okay. So let me say this to you. I think most people would be shocked at how NFL players they're normal people. I mean, I remember one particular time a season ended and we were literally the next night at dinner with somebody. And we were having a conversation with them about kids. Kids. And someone sent an email. I saw you and so having a dinner, and it looked like such an intense conversation. How long until you think they're over the pain of the season? And we're like, we never even talked about the season. The season wasn't even 24 hours over. We literally the entire conversation, football never came up. And what happens is fans see them on television or they see their enormous size and they hear about their paychecks. These are people, and the players, most of them, kids, kids, kids. Shannon and I, you're going to laugh about this. So, a very famous NFL player who we're very close with, we were in a casino one night in Vegas, and he came and jumped on my back. Jerk. Uncle Hondo, Uncle Hondo. And he jumped on my back. I'm literally, and Shannon's just sitting there cracking up because he's there with six of his humongous hulking friends like him. And it was the offensive line for a particular NFL team. And I said to him, why didn't you tell me you were in town? Because he was going to, you usually would stay at our house. He goes, oh, because we all just kind of came in and they just flew in for a day. And I would say that he was feeling good. Would you agree?
Yeah.
And but none of the conversation is football.
Well,
And
it's their job.
it's their job.
I don't come home and talk to you all day about nursing all
No.
night, and you don't come home and talk to me. It's their job. So
It doesn't mean they don't care. It
No,
doesn't mean it
exactly.
doesn't matter. But guess what? Shannon will tell you this. One of the things that I hate, and I use that term, I know the power of words, is when I meet you fans, I know you want to talk football with me. I want to get to know you. I want to know your families. I want to know, when it is your job, you don't want to talk about it. It can consume.
Mm.
And guess what? I am grateful for my job. I work for an amazing company and great people. I esteem them. I honor them. Many of them are very good friends of mine. I am privileged to cover a team like the Las Vegas Raiders. It's a privilege. It's an honor. You guys, the best fan base in the NFL, and I genuinely believe that. And guess what? Those of you that live in other states and hear me on your radio shows in your cities, you hear me say the Raiders have the best fans. That's just factual. I say it on national radio. I say it all the time. But my job is on my list of priorities is fourth. My first priority in my life is Christ. My second priority is this lady. My third priority is my family. And I guess my fourth priority is people. And then my job, fifth. And so think about what is the fourth or fifth most important thing in your life. Is that something that consumes you? Now, when it's how you provide for your family, it consumes the majority of my time. And I just think sometimes people don't understand. I'll give you a real quick story. Years ago, the great baseball player, you guys, most of you probably know him as a LA Dodger. I'm always going to think of him as a Michigan State Spartan and a Detroit Tiger, Kirk Gibson. So we're up in Traverse City, Michigan, and I was a young boy with my dad. We were up there hunting, and he was up there hunting, and we see him at a restaurant. And I looked at him, and my dad told me, he's here hunting. Leave him alone.
That's good.
Leave him alone. So the meal goes off, and my dad had paid for his meal.
Of course he did.
And so the waiter told Kirk, those people over there bought your meal. And Kirk Gibson walked over to me, and my dad thanked my dad. And he said to me, how you doing, kid? And I said, great, Mr. Gibson, because I had his poster on my wall. And he goes, I saw you looking at me. He goes, why didn't you come say hi? And I said, my dad told me no, because you were here hunting. And he looked at my dad and he goes, thank you. Thank you. And so Kirk, we didn't have camera phones in or anything, so I couldn't take a picture, but gave me the wonderful autograph. And it was just a really great moment. So years later, Kirk and I got to know Kirk. And the funny part is As soon as I introduced myself, he goes, I met you when you were a kid.
Cool.
He goes, I remember your name. He goes, because he's a big John Wayne fan.
Mm.
And he goes, well, then I ended up becoming friends not only with Kurt, but his son Cam, and friends with the family. But the point is, he constantly would always talk about how he appreciated that my dad made me leave him alone. And I just think sometimes people don't understand that about players. They're people. They have children who are sick. They have marital issues. They've got parents and lives. I know a player that was struggling one time because his mom and dad were going through a divorce. And mom and dad were like, if you give dad tickets, I'm not going. And dad's like, if you give mom tickets, I'm not going. And the first time in his life, his parents weren't going to be at his games and they were fighting and fans were ripping the guy. And it was just, okay, he's a professional, has to perform well. That's not an excuse, but it's just the reality. I think sometimes people need to remember these are human. Just because they get paid a lot of money and they're big in size, it doesn't mean they're not human. And
Exactly.
I just think that's important. Let's go.
Yeah. Hondo, you said that last year was the best staff the Raiders have had since you covered the team. Is this year even better? Kristen from Port St. Lucie.
No, nope. And I want to go in and explain why. Okay. I think Clint Kubiak has the potential to be a great coach, but he's never done it before. And so you put potential against Pete Carroll's resume, there's no comparison. Now, I think Clint is going to be, I think he has potential to be great. If I was an NFL owner of 27 NFL teams, Clint Kubiak would have been my first choice for a coach. 27 teams. So, no, but that's not a slam on Clint. Okay. I think Robbie Leonard, I've been preaching this, is going to be a great defensive. I think he's going to be a head coach in the NFL. I really believe that. I am a Robbie Leonard guy. I am, woohoo! I'm driving the Robbie Leonard train. Choo choo! I believe in Robbie. He ain't Patrick Graham yet. Potentially, I think he could be a lot better than Graham, but he's not there yet. No, I don't think it's close. I wouldn't put this staff, too much inexperience. This is the 7th one. And so, again, we're only dealing on experience. We're not talking about proven results. So, no, I don't think it's close.
Hondo, I have followed you since 2003. I am so intrigued about no dudes as of yet. Do you think that is changing? And are there any emerging? Saul.
Yeah, there is a guard out of Georgia Tech. I apologize. I should know his name. Let me find, see if I've got a text. You're right. This is a guy, this is one of the worst classes for dudes. Rutledge. Keelan Rutledge is the guy. He is pretty much everybody is, oh, that's a can't miss guy. Can't miss. Cannot miss guy. But remember, a dude is someone universally accepted around the NFL as a can't miss prospect. There are very few of those. There's a lot of guys with high ceilings. Mendoza. But it's not a can't miss. Odds are against Mendoza for succeeding. And guess what? If I'm the Raiders, I'm taking him over Rutledge. Because it's the most important position. But Keelan Rutledge, the kid out of Georgia Tech right now, is the only one that I would consider. Again, that can change, but right now at dude status.
Okay. Hondo. Offensive line, offensive line, offensive line.
I love you, God. Let's talk some offensive line. Yes, thank you. God bless you.
That was the reaction he was looking for. Okay, now I'm going to have a serious question. He totally did that for the reaction. Thank you.
Skip the question if it's not about offensive line. How dare you?
What are your thoughts on the new K, Larry from Wisconsin? He knew he was going to get a rise out of you. That's why he did it, baby. And you got a rise.
You start out teasing me with offensive line and end it with a kicker.
Cheers, buddy. I want to meet this guy, Larry. Larry L.
I think you've overdosed on cheese curds and bratwurst.
From
What a,
Toma. Where's Toma,
I know
Wisconsin?
we're Toma from Toma, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a,
Is that from Rio?
just a second. You're going to know about Toma.
Okay.
When I was in college, I was driving through Toma and my car engine blew up.
There's a story for everything, Larry.
I literally know Toma,
He
Wisconsin.
knows, he says, I know the bathroom in every state and city. Well, let me just tell you what, something has happened in every state.
Okay, so I actually know Toma, Wisconsin. And what's funny is a pastor from a local church stopped and saw this boy on the side of the road.
Toma, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So where's that at? North then?
It's
North
it's
Wisconsin?
it's heading up towards Minneapolis.
Okay.
So anyways, God bless Toma. I love Toma, Wisconsin.
Well, Larry, you just saved yourself.
All right, what do I think of the new kicker? He's a kicker. He's a kicker. Next.
You tried. Larry's my new buddy.
That's really that's
was
like when Shannon
funny.
that's when like when Shannon comes out and she sashays out of the bedroom and we got to go somewhere and she looks great.
That's usually Dexter intervening.
I don't, but that's a total tease. Offensive line, offensive line, offensive line. What about the kicker? I love you, but you're a jerk.
I think this is the greatest question we've ever had, ever.
All right,
Thank you.
let's go. Let's keep going.
I know we're like running out of time. I mean, we're not, but jeepers, we're not very far in. Hondo, please humor me for a minute. I love Max. I was angry at you and others for reporting that he could get traded and thought, no way. I emailed and I even swore at you for fueling drama. Then he got traded and now he's back. I am at a new place. I'm tired of hearing him say, he's better than ever. Let's go get it. You don't know, etc. I am past Max. Whining out, acting like you didn't, and now making promises about how you're going to be, I guess, is old. I was a delusional fan until the trade. He wanted out. I'm done. Get what you can and cut your losses, Vince. Well, that's not a question. That's a pretty heavy comment.
Well, you are welcome to have any opinion that you want. I respect your opinion. I think, as I've said this all along, Raiders need to do everything the Raiders can do to fix that relationship. He's the best defender in the NFL, and he's sub 30 years old. I respect your opinion. I don't agree with it, but I respect it. And let me tell you, based on the percentage of emails,
You're not the only one.
You're not the only one that feels that way.
Yep. Hondo and Shannon. Some teams struggle in year one of transitioning from a 4-3 defense to a 3-4 defense. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I have to laugh right now because remember, my dad was at our house because we remodeled our laundry room, and my dad was at our house hanging the cabinet doors. And Hondo come to say, is there anything I can do to help? So my dad starts talking to him about hanging cabinet doors, and he's like, turns around and goes, never mind. I'll go write a story. 3-4 defense. Carpenter in name only. I'm so sorry. That was funny.
I love it when your dad. I love it when your dad comes to see us.
I know, it's great.
Thanks for coming out, Mom and Dad. All right, let's go.
Do you envision the Raiders having growing pains during this transition? If so, what areas would be of concern to you? Do you believe that John Spytek and Tom Brady will be patient with Rob Leonard during year one of this transition? I appreciate you, and I hope that your family is doing well, Rob.
So I think there's going to be, first of all, do I think they'll be patient with Rob Leonard? I do, because they don't have much of a choice here. They've got to give this 3 years. If they don't, I think if Tom Brady pulls the trigger and ends this prior to 3 years, an enormous weight of, let me say this. Tom Brady owns everything going on with the Raiders right now. He owns it. He owns it. If it fails, he's taking all the blame, and if it succeeds, he's getting all the credit. And if he pulls the trigger on this prior to year 3 and ends it, the criticism is going to be enormous. And I'm not sure that Tom Brady, um, well, I'll just say that. I'll leave it there. And I just think that um, the criticism would be enormous. And I think if they give it 3 years and it fails, people are going to be like, okay, you swung big, missed big, like Reggie Jackson told the New York Times in 1968. And I think people will respect the effort. You pull it before year 3, and the enormity of the criticism is going to be something that I don't know Tom Brady would be able to handle.
That's good.
I I I think he is and like every good investor, risk averse. That's not a slam on him at all. But if he pulls the trigger on this and ends it too quick, the enormity of the criticism, because he owns it.
Right. That's really good.
If after 3 years Tom says this isn't working, we've got to go change everything, my reporting is going to be, yep, they swung big, missed big, but they did it the right way, and now go get experienced people and do this.
Right.
If they pull the trigger before 3 years, my criticism is going to be you didn't weigh it out. The dysfunction of the organization continues, yada yada yada, and that's how I feel. Yeah, there's going to be growing pains everywhere. I mean, I still have people. I had a person this week say to me, "Boy, with Max back, I think we can be, worst to first contenders next year." No, no, no. Just enjoy the rebuild process and do it right. There you go. Next.
That's good. The NFL has been using next gen tracking chips in shoulder pads since 2014 and in the football since 2018, generating detailed physical and performance data.
Yeah, true.
Analytics models are measuring things like fractional tackles, pass rush win rate, yards above expectation or yards before contact, and block win rates for offensive linemen. For a player like Max Crosby, these models can go beyond sacks and tackles to quantify how often he creates disruption or forces tackling opportunities for others. During the current free agency window, how much are these advanced metrics being used to identify undervalued players or hidden gems and to better calibrate contracts based on underlying performance rather than traditional stats? Christopher from Ontario, from Ontario.
I wonder if that's from Canada or California.
California.
Okay. First of all, it has a huge impact. That stuff is shared. That information is shared. It's out there. It's known. And I applaud you for understanding it. I think all NFL fans should go out and really investigate, next gen and all of the stats now. You can tell guys percentage of effort on plays. You can say how much are you exercising, not exercising like jumping jacks, but how much of a play are you exuding max, effort, all that kind of stuff. And that all goes in. Yes. And it's all everybody gets it.
Okay. Hondo, I've noticed a lot of disrespect from fans toward Kwity Paye since we brought him in. I think a big part of that came from the idea that he was supposed to replace Max. Now that Max is back and it doesn't look like Kwity needs to be the number one guy, can you talk about what his role is now and the kind of impact he brings to the team? And since he's from that team up north, I have to say it. Go Buckeyes.
All right. First
Doug Keller, you
Doug?
gave your last name.
Oh, Doug, we respect you. We share your sentiments of dislike for the team up north, although for us now it'd be up north and east. The Michigan Wolverines. I think Kwity Paye was a great addition. I do not understand the disrespect. I think he's a really, really good player. I don't think anyone was brought in to replace Max. I don't think Max can be replaced.
That's good.
But guess what? There's more than one position of Max's on the field. So you need him. And I think it was a great addition. I really like the addition. I like the fact the Raiders did not overpay. So I think he's going to have be a very big impact player on this. And I don't understand the disrespect. I have learned, however, Doug, that there are people who are extremely disrespectful of lots of guys.
Mm.
All I would say is look at Aiden O'Connell. The disrespect he gets from Raider fans, but is beyond anything that I can comprehend because I know what he's thought about in the NFL. It makes no sense to me at all. It was like last year when people were ripping Patrick Graham. It was, I mean, when I tell everybody about what Patrick endured last year, remember, I think it was like week 6, 7, or 8 when I said he's not coming back. When I tell you guys what he had to endure last year, when I share all of that, I hope every one of you remember who took the shots at Patrick Graham, and then you realize they are complete blooming football idiots. And they're allowed to be idiots. They're entitled to their opinions. Just remember they're idiots and literally don't believe anything. As a matter of fact, everyone, oh yeah, Hondo, so much for your guy Patrick Graham. I just blocked him and muted him on Twitter. I don't want to hear your voice when you find out the truth. You know, everybody can have an opinion and they're entitled to it. But if it's an opinion that's based on emotion and not based on reality, Kwity Paye is a really, really good player. Is Kwity Paye Max? No, but who is? He's a unicorn.
Exactly.
It's like someone asked me, hey,
Exactly.
do you think Fernando's our generation's Stabler? Nobody's going to be another Stabler.
Right.
Just like there's never going to be another Michael Jordan. There's never going to be another Michael Jordan. And by the way, all you kids trying to say, look, what?
Your neck. I was like,
I snapped it. It's like all these kids, oh, LeBron's the greatest ever. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. You can say he's the greatest of your generation. He can't carry Michael's jock. Just go look at the stats. Stats tell the story. But the point is that Kwity Paye isn't supposed to be Max. You know why? Because there'll never be another Max. There'll never be another Max. Listen, I had a privilege of watching Michael Jordan practice, watching Irvin practice, spending time with Irvin. Kobe. Max is a unicorn. So to say, well, Kwity sucks. Well, okay, anyone you signed is going to suck if you're expecting them to be Max. You know what? If something were to happen to Shannon, I will never find another Shannon. She's my Shannon. And Max is a unicorn. And so enjoy him as that. But it doesn't mean, you know, we were talking about this morning. We have 8 children, 7 biologicals, and 1 that was an absolute gift. They were all a gift, but one that God brought through our life through adoption, and Dexter Ernest Wayne Carpenter Sr., who we love and adore him. Okay. We love all 8 of our kids and our 2 grandbabies, Brindley Bear and Silas. Love you guys. Anyways, okay, we love our children. All unique. All unique. All different. We don't expect Shane or Hondo Jr. or Travis or Noah to be Dexter Ernest Wayne Carpenter. Come here, Dexter Ernest Wayne Carpenter.
I think you heard his name.
You want to say hi to Raider Nation? Give me a kiss. We got to go. We got to finish.
We got to finish our podcast.
Give me a kissy.
We'll do that in a minute.
Dexter, stop. Let us finish our podcast. I love it. He wants to pray. I love it. Anyways, okay, each of our kids are different. Okay, and so we don't expect them to be each other. We don't expect them to be each other.
Right.
Let Max be Max and Quiddy be Quiddy. There you go.
There you go.
Next.
Hey, Hendo, I've been watching film trying to piece together an idea of what Rob Leonard's defense will look like. I have a question.
I'm not going to say much. I'm not
I
giving
could
away
use your insight
schematic.
on.
Not going to give away schematics.
I know you won't share anything schematic, but my question is more conceptual. Are you sure you didn't read these? That's the
didn't.
second one. That's hilarious. Rob's history, as well as the defensive free agents that were brought in, appear to indicate he will be attacking with stunts, twists, and simulated pressures. It's a system that can constantly create quarterback pressure without relying on an elite pass rusher. Obviously, adding one with Max Crosby makes it better. But my question is, how do you feel it will limit the unpredictability of the system, considering Max will be a dedicated pass rusher? Condolences to you and your family. Thank you for your work as always, Chris R. from Baltimore.
Condolences for what?
I have no idea. That's what I'm wondering. I'm like, condolences.
I'm not going to get into anything schematic, but I think you are absolutely right. Rob Leonard is going to attack. You're not going to see the Raiders sitting back on their heels anymore getting punched. You're going to see the Raiders being the punchers. Next.
Dear Hendo, I've been a Raider fan since 1970. I can't get enough good Raider content, and you provide the best. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
that's very
That's a great
56
compliment to
years.
my husband.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Last year was pretty ugly for the big uglies.
He's talking offensive line. Don't deceive me. Please don't be getting me fired up only to throw water on me.
Some blame the players while others blame coaching. I know there were internal issues, but at the end of the day, the O-line always seemed out of sync. I recently watched the movie Ben-Hur.
Oh, offensive line.
Jeepers, you and my husband could be best friends.
Wait. You're talking offensive line
And
and Ben-Hur? Nobody ever talks about the sequel to that movie. Him.
Oh, jeepers.
Anyways, that is one of the greatest movies of all time. All right, keep going. I love Ben-Hur.
I've never even seen it. So it says when Ben-Hur saw the Sheikh's chariot horses. I've never seen Ben-Hur.
Yes, you have.
Hondo, I pretended when I was at school that I paid attention.
All right, date night this week. We're watching Ben-Hur.
Okay, I honestly have never seen it.
She has. She just probably.
They were out of control. I probably did. Ben, let's just leave it right there. Ben-Hur recognized the strengths and weaknesses of each horse and taught them to work together as a team. So my question is, do we really need new horses, or do we need Charlton Heston?
Great. That is a great question. Does a person give a name?
It says El Camacho Rodeo, California, Oakland Bay area. L.
Or it could be Rodeo.
I don't know.
Rodeo.
Sorry if I pronounced it wrong.
Sorry.
It's like,
so let me say this. First of all, I love you. You asked me offensive line questions and you brought in a Ben-Hur reference.
He probably likes John Wayne.
Oh! Let's go get a hoagie on me. All right. So first of all, I think the Raiders, I think they needed some horses. They got that in Tyler Linderbaum. I don't think they needed a bunch. There was dysfunction between the organization and OC, organization head coach, organization offensive line coach. It was just so terrible last year, and it was horrible. It was horrible. Horrible. And the Raiders but it was that way for the entire organization, was complete dysfunction. I have seen organizations over my career where like the offensive side of the ball or special teams or defensive side of the ball. I've even seen them where everything was pretty good except the head coach, or I've seen management issues. Last year, the entire organization stunk like a dead fish. So everything rises and falls on leadership to me. I think the players plus injuries, two star players out. So no, I agree with you. I think there was a lot more panic than was necessary.
Okay. Dear Hondo, I have been a Raider. Oh, sorry. Hondo, how do NFL teams have bad guards on the O line? I hope the answer isn't just bad drafting. I first heard it from John Madden that building a football team starts with the O line and the D lines.
Mhm.
Top guard prospects usually seem to be available in the second round. Good teams probably already have good guards, but bad teams have high draft choices and should have good choices at guard in the second round. Thanks. George Antis from how do you pronounce that? Seminole, Florida? Seminole.
Seminole, Florida. So let me just say this to you first of all. Um, I don't know how teams have bad guards. I don't know how teams have bad. Well, that's not true. I know how because there are stupid teams. And Nick Saban, I get asked all the time, what made Nick a great coach? Nick understood. If you look, there were a lot of guys that he took that weren't 5-star guys. Now, a lot became 5 stars once Nick offered them. But he understood you build on line. You build. If I was a general manager tomorrow, if I was hired on a team tomorrow, I don't know that I would spend a first round draft pick outside of my offense and defensive line unless they were completely settled. Or in a situation like Mendoza, I would take Mendoza. So I admit that. But it would have to be somebody like Mendoza that mitigates so many risks because the odds are already against him succeeding. It's like this kid we just talked about from Georgia Tech, really the only dude in the draft, and most people don't even know his name. Somebody is going to get him, and he is going to be a star. I remember when the Cowboys took Zach Martin. Zach was a dude. He was a dude. And I'll never forget sitting at dinner and a GM telling me there's too many good teams ahead of us because he was at the bottom. And he's like near the bottom. And he goes, somebody's going to get that kid. And he's a Hall of Famer. And he is. There are those guys, Joe Alt, Talise Fawaga. There are just those guys, DeBrickashaw Ferguson, by the way, one of the greatest names. I want if we would have had another son, I would have named him probably DeBrickashaw. I love that name though, like DeBrickashaw. What do you mean?
Oh, you're not supposed to be looking at me.
Like I love that name, DeBrick. But anyways, there's those kind of players. Those are those type of players that they go under the radar because offensive line is not sexy. It's not. I mean, to the untrained eye, they're looking at the little wide receivers and quarterbacks and running backs. You build along the lines. So for me, when you see teams with bad offensive lines, it's like getting Dennison, the best offensive line coach in the NFL. There's nobody better than him. Now that Jeff Stoutland is retired, there's nobody better. There's some really good ones. That was the coup of coups. I wrote about it this week. Clint Kubiak's secret weapon.
That was great. Great read.
But yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand it. But it is what it is. There you go.
Hi, Uncle Hondo and Aunt Shannon. My name is Tom, and I'm a lifelong Raiders fan, born and raised in New York. Recently retired
We're
to
getting
North Carolina.
a lot of New Yorkers today.
I needed to finally email you because it feels like forever since you first mentioned that there may be troubles between Max and the Raiders. While I understand that you are waiting until everything to resolve before you share the information that you have about the Max situation, I'm worried that you will never share it if Max remains a Raider.
Okay, can I just stop right there? I want to
Yeah.
address this real quick. I will, whenever Max's time is over, I will address it all. But it's not my job as a journalist to throw gas on fires.
Exactly.
It's not necessary. And you know what? I am not a Raider fan, but there are great people that work in that building, and Max is a great guy.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to throw fire on that.
No.
I'm going to give you a quick example. So we have some friends that went through a very tough time in their marriage and almost got divorced, and the husband came to me after the wife had left and had mentioned her intent of divorce, and he shared some things with me. And thankfully, because they both humbled themselves, God was able to save their marriage. Thank God. I don't need to bring up what him and I talked about. It was truthful, but I didn't need to bring it up. Why throw gas on a fire? God fixed it. Move on. I will report it when times are over. And I hope one day that when I do report it, it'll be after Max retires and the relationship is in such a great place that they can look back and laugh and say, hey, look, God really spared our relationship. And so I will not forget. Uncle Hondo does not forget. I am a big elephant with a big mind. Okay, keep going.
So his question was, I'm left guessing, was there an issue with Pete Carroll?
No. Nope.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
Offensive line question for you.
Okay. I want to get excited, but I just hope you're not teasing me. Go.
What are your thoughts on Caleb Rogers?
Okay, keep going. Wait, can we add Charles Grant to this question since they're both rookies together?
Could you just let me finish reading the question?
I'm sorry.
What are your thoughts on Caleb Rogers and Charles Grant's future by having Rick Dennison as their new O-line coach and having mentors like Linderbaum, Colton Miller, and JPJ to learn from? Could we potentially see a worst to first turnaround for this O-line if Rogers and Grant take advantage of this coaching and mentoring opportunity? Thank you, and I appreciate learning from your show. Chad from Sacramento.
So, Chad, I would say this, and it's not disrespectful because everyone knows I think JPJ could be an all-pro center or guard. I just think he's an all-pro potential interior offensive lineman. I'm going to make that point very, very clear. Okay? But he's only played in the NFL 2 years. He was injured a lot of last year. He hasn't played enough to be a mentor. So that's not, mentorship comes with age and getting a second contract that expresses respect. Colton can be one. Linderbaum can be one. Rick Dennison is the Pied Piper. I cannot tell you how I'm more excited about the Raiders signing Rick Dennison than anything they've done this offseason. I can't even tell you. Because I don't think Raider Nation realizes how enormous this was. I'm also going to tell you, if any of the BS that this organization did last year tried to rear its head, Rick Dennison is going to go on the warpath. So, anyways, I think I'm all in on Caleb and Charles. Y'all know that. I've been on them. I think they were great picks. I know multiple NFL teams that wanted one or the other, and I know of two, San Francisco 49ers being one, that coveted both. She was with me when a member of the 49ers organization called me to loudly complain that the Raiders took him. She was with me. So let me just say, I love it. I am buying where the Raiders' offensive line is going. Keep going.
Ready?
Yep.
Hi, Hondo and Shannon. It's become fairly clear that the Ravens backed out of the Max trade because their free agent loss meant that they needed their draft picks back. Their actions had a clear impact on the Raiders' rebuild strategy. Given that they have blamed Max's health, do you think that they should be investigated and potentially sanctioned by the league? This going unchecked could create chaos this time next year. Thanks for all you do, Dave in Edinburgh, Scotland.
Edinburgh, Scotland. Love that city. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Of course you've been there.
Best, you know I've been there. The best shepherd's pie in the world comes from Edinburgh. I know that may shock some of you. Some of you may think, well, I don't know, Hondo. They got some really good shepherd's pie in Ireland. By the way, Sheena, you're right, they do. Sorry, we have friends that live in Ireland, and Ireland has great shepherd's pie too, but I don't know that it's anywhere better than Edinburgh. Anyways, so what was the question?
I knew you were gonna do that.
What's
I knew it.
what is it?
It's become fairly clear that the Ravens backed out.
Oh, yeah. So let me just say this. The Ravens are
Blaming their
going,
health.
yeah, the Ravens are going to have to deal with this because it's not going to hurt them with free agents. It has hurt them among the NFL. I think even more information has come out that has made it look even worse. I am just not a person. I am not a person who lives life thinking every time somebody does something wrong, we need another rule, another law.
Yeah, you are not like that.
I'm not like that at all. I just think, okay, if I'm a team, I know now what I'm dealing with the Ravens post John Harbaugh.
Mm-hmm.
And in my opinion, their word doesn't matter. They didn't handle this with integrity. Listen, if I was them, I would not have given up 2 first-round picks for Max Crosby. And I think Max is worth it. But in their situation, I wouldn't have given it up. But they did. And so you get buyer's remorse. Sorry, it's my word. I get buyer's remorse every single time I open Shannon's Cole cards bill.
I think I'm going to go with Mondo Coles on Thursday, just so you know.
No, you're not, because they're going back to Michigan. But I am going to tell you this. I am going to tell you this.
Yeah, you're right.
I am going to tell you this. But I don't go back and make her take everything back because she bought it. She signed for it. I just pay the bill. My point to you is if NFL teams want to deal with them, okay, integrity isn't really that big of a deal. If I'm a team, I don't have any dealings with them that aren't consummated immediately. I just don't deal with them. So but I just don't think you need more rules. I think there's
That's
many.
true.
When you literally in 2026 can't even define what a catch is, you have too many rules. Let's go.
All right. Hi, Hondo.
Hi.
As you've noted many times, the Raiders are making a concerted effort to sign young players with the intention of giving reps to those who have had the chance to be here in 2 to 3 years when the team is ready to compete. With that in mind, how do you see Adam Butler fitting into this plan?
First of all, Adam Butler is not a good defensive tackle. He is great. And when you have a lot of youth at defensive tackle, J.J. Pegues, Tonka Hemingway, and some others, he is a great role. I think he has 1 more year left on his deal as a mentor to help those young guys. And then those guys really step up for 27, which is still a rebuild year, but you want improvement. And then 28 when you expect them to compete. I love having Adam here. I love it. Now, I also can understand where with the Raiders, if the Raiders were like, let's trade Adam because of that reason. But I think there are some underlying circumstances I can't get into at this moment. But why I think you need him and his presence and his leadership and character and integrity in that building, in that young defensive line. You need it. And by the way, he isn't just a friend. He's a great friend who I love dearly. And I think he is one of my favorite human beings on planet Earth. What a wonderful human being who happens to be a great football player. Let's go.
Adam, I did not finish reading that question, but thank you. I think he answered all of it.
What was the rest of the question?
You answered it.
What was it?
There is no doubt he is a great player, but with him turning 32 next month, he does seem to stick out as the one player on our defense who doesn't fit with the age timeline trend. Does it make sense to get value for him in a trade or give those reps to some of our younger interior D linemen? Or do you think he's a good fit for what the team is trying to achieve?
Oh, okay.
So you answered it.
Good.
Thank you, Adam.
Thanks, Adam.
Hondo, it's been reported by multiple sites that part of Coach Kubiak's initial concerns on joining the Raiders was with the internal strife and perceived meddling. What measures have the ownership and leadership of the Raiders put into place to address, monitor, and curtail this moving forward to help ensure stability of what looks to be the start of a great coaching staff? Mike M.
Okay, Mike, couple of things. I know for a fact that Clint was aware of previous problems. I don't believe the Raiders, I don't think anything's changed with the Brady spy tech at all. I am sure if he brought it up that there have been some assurances that he's not going to be disappointed, and clearly he must agree with it because he took the job. But there is nothing that I'm aware of that definitively changed because Tom is still the boss and John still reports to Tom. And, but I am sure that was discussed. I'm sure of it. And obviously he must have been comforted that because he signed and he's the coach.
Non-football.
Warning, warning, warning. The next question that you hear has nothing to do with football. So if you only want football questions, please turn off your computer now. Because if you bitch, moan, complain, or in any way make a general jackass of yourself because you only wanted football questions, everyone's going to know you are just a Karen looking for attention. All right, answer our one non-football question.
We have two, but I'm super grateful my name's not Karen.
Yeah, if your name's Karen, sorry.
Uncle Hondo and Aunt Shannon. I've been a Raiders fan for over 45 years and a Christian for nearly 20.
Oh,
Imagine becoming a Christian when my Raider hero, Jim Otto, presented Christ to me. I accepted his free gift of salvation. I just love your content and the joy that you share, not only in each other, but in our Savior. Thank you both. You tell us that you pray for us daily. I just want you to know that I also do you, Pat V.
Well, first of all, thank you, Pat, for praying for Shannon and I daily. We pray for each and every one of you every single day, for every watcher, reader, viewer, or listener. We pray for you guys every single day. And how cool is that? Jim Otto, who was a friend of mine, who absolutely loved the Lord with his whole heart. It was the single most passionate thing in his life, who was not ashamed of the gospel, that you're a Raider fan and the great Jim Otto led you to the Lord. How cool is that?
Super cool.
That's awesome. All right.
Hi, Hondo. This is an off football question. How did you meet your better half, and did her being a Raider fan contribute to how you two met? Congratulations on your beautiful relationship. Best regards, Bobby Garcia from Hesperia, California.
No, I met Shannon on September 9th of 1981. It was a Wednesday. I was 10, she was 8. I went home and told my dad I met my bride. I don't even think she knew who the Raiders were. She became a Raider fan when we moved to Vegas to cover the Raiders. And as she got to know coaches' wives, players' wives, and all that, and then got to know them, and then really got to meet and know Raider fans and just begin to love them, love you guys. She just became a Raider fan. And now Dexter runs through the house. Raiders. Dexter is a huge Raider fan, and she's a huge Raider fan. That's how we met.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with the Raiders, but we do enjoy it. Well, he enjoys covering it. I enjoy watching it.
Except this is the only thing about Shannon I don't like, okay?
Oh, there's something you don't like.
Oh, yeah.
Tune in.
During the games, I'm watching the games, right? My phone, ding, 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 ding. It sounds now. My phone text message is a gunshot. Okay? And it sounds like I'm in the middle of
a war.
And it's Shannon. Why are they doing that? I don't like that. So and so told us that was going to happen. Ah! So finally, I'm like, babe, I'm just going to turn my phone off. I'm working. Please don't text me anymore. Please, please, please stop. Appreciate all of you. We pray for you every day. God bless you.